Hey everybody, it's Chris Henry, the Southern Gospel Gardener. Oh yes, it's true. And I'm really excited this week because I'm going to share on this 25th episode of the opening act. I think one of the best CDs, probably the best CD I've heard this year, by Brian Free and Assurance, called Nothing But Love, and you are going to love this CD and the music that's on it. Also, we've got a big project. If you tuned in to the last episode, you know that it finished with a big anticlimactic, non-thrilling finish. But this week, we're going to have a big finish, because this is where we conclude what I'm going to do with that little spot. With the giant bush in the front yard, we got to get rid of it, and we're going to replace it with lots of different stuff. So I'm excited about it. I hope you're excited about it. Let's listen to some great music and get some work done.
You can be a bridge, you can be the way. He uses each and every one every day to give a little hope, show a little love, to live a life that speaks where words are not enough.
Hey, I know you remember this bad boy. Big old bush. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger year after year, and it's just going to get too big. So I got to get rid of it. Plus, it's sucking all the life of this tree, these bushes, and that's just no good. Because I like this tree, this not so much. So while I'm trimming this thing, or trimming it, cutting it out, digging it up, why don't we listen to this song called "I Will Be Praying." There's a job I'd rather not do again, but it always makes it good when you get to listen to Bill Shivers and the rest of Brian Free and Assurance sing that song. All right, Southern Gospel Gardener needs a water break. So everybody knows that Brian Free is a great tenor, but he is kind of freakish when it comes to tenors. Most tenors, the older they get, they can't sing as high, they can't sing as well. But Brian Free is kind of like a bass singer. You know, the older bass singers get, the better they get. So what I've got right here behind me is one of my favorite rocks. It's called Mariposite Quartz. Now it's kind of got a gray, green, blue tint hue to it. You can only find it in certain spots. So what I want to do is, with this area that I just cleared out, just got this bush, got the giant bush out of the way, I want to make a trail of this rock. Now, because of this grayish blue look, it's kind of got that river look, and I really like that it's gonna give it that feel right here. So I'm gonna make it go this way, kind of curve it around, and I'll let you watch while we listen to a song that really means a lot to me as a father. I want to be that man.
I want to be that man who loves the Lord with all his heart, just like the word commands, who takes a stand and leads his family as he holds the Father's hand. I want to be that man.
So as you can see behind me, we start off kind of wide, and as you get further from the front of your yard and get to the back, you can make that trail go from like this size to about this size. And what that is called is forced perspective. It actually makes your yard look like it's further back, and makes the trail look like it's further back. So anyway, I think that gives it some great appeal. Next, we're going to put in some plants. Now check out this beautiful specimen right here. This is called a staghorn sumac. Now it's important that when you buy one of these that you're buying it from a pretty reputable place, and that it says staghorn sumac, because typical sumac, you can find that in forests all up and down the eastern seaboard, from Canada to Georgia. And sumac is kind of like poison oak. So you don't want that. You want the staghorn sumac. Now what this does is give you a bright green yellow throughout the summer, and then in the spring and in the fall you get some of this red foliage. Now, I don't know if you can see that from here, but It's already starting to turn red. It's going to have some beautiful color here in the fall. Plus, it's just very nice and shapely. Now, while I put this into this location right here, I want you to listen to, well, my sister Amanda. She loves Brian Free and Assurance, one of her favorite groups, and she loves this song on this album called Guard Your Heart.
And our affections are so subtly drawn to what will suddenly leave us cold and utterly alone, far from home. Guard your heart, guard your heart. Lock the door and hide the key from the enemy. Guard your heart, guard your heart.
You know what I'm really glad about? Derek Self is back with Brian Free and Assurance. Now, he had a short hiatus there, but he is back with Brian Free. I love Derek, great guy. He's my brother. And Derek, man, we had some good times back hanging out in the old days. But we certainly appreciate his voice around here. Now, before we go on any further, I want to show you a couple more plants that we're going to throw in. Now, this is called purple fountain grass. Well, obviously it's purple. It's not green. It's got a little bit of green. It's got a little purple. It's also got some of those little feathery tips on top that make it look, it's just ornamental grass. So that's what we're going to throw here. And also, this is called a silver lace society garlic. Now, there's society garlic and there's silver lace. Society garlic is darker. The silver lace has a very light color. Now, if you have problems with gophers or moles, you should take a bunch of these and encircle your entire garden. They do not like the smell. And these do have a smell of garlic, not as pungent as regular garlic, but enough to where it keeps those underground critters from coming in and killing all your plants. So just a little tip there. But anyway, we're going to put these into the ground, and while we're doing that, I want you to listen to my favorite song on the album. Derek Self is featured on Revival.
So call your children to return, to stand again upon your word. Let the glowing ember start to burn, strong and true and bright. We're lifting up this prayer to you again, believing in our hearts that you will send revival. Let the Holy Spirit fall upon us all again. Revival.
We're squeezing a whole lot of music into this episode, and I hope you've liked it so far. We've got one more. And I've got to put in some large ornamental rocks and then lay some bark down before we're finished. But this is the title song of this album that we're featuring. Brian Free and Assurance singing Nothing But Love.
I feel nothing but love every time I think of the one who saved me, the joy that Jesus gave me. I feel nothing but grace when I think of the way that I was living and all that He's forgiven. I know it must be mercy because I feel nothing but love.
One thing about a hard project is when you're done with it, you can always look at it and say, well, I'm pleased with that. That turned out really well. I hope you like the way my new front yard looks, and I hope you can take this design and implement it into your own yard. And I also hope that you've enjoyed this episode with the Southern Gospel Gardener featuring Brian Free and Assurance. I love those guys, Brian Free, Bill Shivers, Jeremy Lyle, Derek Self. Love you guys. I love your music. Keep it up and keep on gardening out there. So long.